Greetings, Andy Heller here. I'm the guy who has a system recommended by Fortune magazine where I've invested 2 to 4 hours per week, made over $20 million invested in real estate on a part-time basis. And I want to talk to you about right now something that I'm seeing around the country and a great tip for those of you who are interested in investing in real estate. I'll get there in a second. So I travel and teach around the country, and a lot of these cities I travel to where I do seminars today, some of the investors, seasoned new investors, they're a little bit disillusioned. They're saying, Andy, we're not seeing a lot of deals right now. Properties in my community, they're overvalued. So I want to share with you something that will hopefully help all of you stay motivated, stay encouraged, and see that you can make money in real estate even when properties are overvalued. So we teach how to buy properties from banks and from lenders before they pop up on MLS. Now, there always are deals out there, even in strong markets. A lot of these properties we are buying are properties in disrepair, and the lender doesn't have the time, capacity, or the patience to do the rehab. And they're more than happy to let us get a discount and get that property off their books days after the foreclosure sale. So even in strong markets, there are some properties to be bought. But in strong markets, there's not as many. Why? Because properties are overvalued. So a lot of these properties don't get to foreclosure in the first place. And if they do get to foreclosure, then the banks look at this, well, I can pretty much sell this with ease. I don't even need to consider options with investors. So I want to walk you all through a history lesson that can hopefully make you all get very excited about where we are today in the real estate market. So I could not have done this video 35 years ago when I started for two reasons. One, YouTube didn't exist. A very good reason. The second reason is I was too young and I did not have historical perspective. Now I'm over 60. I've seen many different cycles in real estate and I have historical perspective. But I also have one regret. I'll get there in a second. So little history lesson on real estate. In the 80s, values appreciate fast, and in the late 80s, there's a savings and loan collapse, values plummet, and there's a real estate reset in the market with this plummet, and there's essentially a 1 or 2 year sale where investors could snap up properties at great discounts before the recovery began. Then we hit the 90s. Values go up. And then we had a dot-com bubble burst in 99, which produced a recession and a reset in the real estate market. Values plummeted. And there was a 1 or 2 year opportunity for investors to buy properties at crazy discounts. All right. Guess what happened in the 2000s? After a while, the market began to recover. Values went up. Actually, at a very fast pace. In 2008, the Great Recession. August 2008, we had the Lehman Brothers collapse that triggered the Great Recession. And in most parts of the country, the real estate reset essentially resulted in a 3 to 4 year sale where investors could buy properties in some cases as low as 40 to 50% below market. Then values started to rise again. All right. And many were predicting that we were headed for a reset after the turn of the decade, around 2020, but COVID happened, and $7 trillion was pumped into our economy. when that much money is pumped into an economy, everything increases in value. All right. So if there was going to be a reset in the real estate market, that reset got punted down the road. So here we are right now in 2024. And maybe you're watching this even in 2025. Values are high. There's not a lot of deals out there. Why should you be excited? I'll tell you why. I just walk you through a pattern. Every 8 to 12 years, there is a reset in the real estate market, which results in a 2 to 3 year, essentially a sale, where investors can buy property at crazy discounts, and then the market begins to recover. The other thing that typically happens during these resets is we're in recessionary times, so interest rates are brought down as low as possible. So these properties are able to buy at crazy discounts, can be financed at generationally low interest rates, but you can benefit from that for 10, 15, or even 30 years, however long you hold on to that property. So for both these reasons, the lower price of these properties and the ability to finance these properties at historically low interest rates, these are opportunities to follow resets, and these resets occur every 8 to 12 years. So here we are right now, properties are overvalued, and many investors who follow real estate trends like I do believe we're headed for a reset. Now, these resets don't just happen, guys. There are signs. And the number one sign is when the mortgage delinquencies increase year to year. In other words, when more people are behind in their mortgage today versus this time last year, that means a reset is coming sometime in the near future, typically. So we are seeing quarter to quarter increases in delinquency rates, typically between 10 and 25%. That's pretty significant, okay? Considering how strong our economy is right now, that's a warning sign. So, big picture, guys. When you look at successful investors, what do they typically do? Successful investors don't typically buy consistently. Well, they may be consistent buyers, but they're uneven buyers. What do I mean by that? So let's say the average investor starts to invest in 2005, and he or she buys 5 a year in 05, 5 a year in 06, 5 a year in 07, 5 a year in 08, 5 a year in 09, 5 a year in 010, 5 a year in 2011. Nothing wrong with that. But if you look at what rich people do, rich people do not buy evenly. So that same investor, where I walk you through about 35 properties purchased over 7 years, what is the above average investor? What does the rich real estate investor do? The rich real estate investor buys 1 or 2 a year leading up to 08. Market resets. Then they buy 12 or 13 per year or more in the years after the reset. Then they go back to their 1 or 2. They buy in bulk when the discounts are at their lowest. They buy smaller amounts when the market is stable or even appreciating. That's what rich people do. So, I talked about one regret that I have. I knew the reset was coming in 06 and 07 because I was looking and seeing some signs. I was not grasping how incredible that opportunity would be for investors. And my one regret in a 35-year real estate investing career is that I did not recognize leading up to '08 how special that opportunity would be, because had I done that, if I'd been more prepared, I would have bought exponentially more properties than what I did buy after the reset, after the Great Recession. So I'm still young enough to ride up one more down cycle. So everything I've talked about today on this video is actually my personal business plan. I've got my system for buying. All right, I've got my credit. My credit is super high. I've got my strategy for marketing properties for sale or lease purchase. And I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that next reset. So those of you out there who have some interest in real estate, and if you're a little disillusioned because there's not a lot of deals out there right now, don't be. Don't be. Because real estate is typically the type of investment. Over time, it's always great. But there are peak buying opportunities when you can acquire properties at exceptional discount. Get ready for them. Prepare your business plan for them. And when those opportunities arise, maximize your number of purchases. And when the deals aren't there, it's okay to be less active, buying one or two. You do this, you'll make a heck of a lot more money with your real estate investment. If this resonates with you, be sure and like and subscribe. Talk to you soon.